Just wanted to do a shout out to all the crazy ones, the rebels, the people who are crazy enough to think that we can change the world. We are the ones who do. I believe we can change the world one little piece at a time, and that we all have our part to play in that change, whether it be big, whether it be small, whether we just make changes at home or at work. If you're in the education system, whether you can help make changes there. Use the resources and the tools that you have to make a difference. Whether it be speaking out and allowing others to hear and to see from your unique perspective of the world. Helping to take care of nature maybe, or doing your bit to inspire others, showing that there are alternatives to the mainstream paradigm, whether that be in personal and spiritual growth, in education, alternatives to living and to healthcare. I'm Jem Fisher. I'm a qualified therapist and a home educating mama. I stopped seeing clients a while ago when my eldest son was first started home educating, because I felt I needed to devote my time to family and home educating. And it didn't leave me a whole lot of time to make sure I could give the best to my clients. Over the past few years, I've continued my learning with different healing modalities and expanding my knowledge in bioacoustics and herbal medicine, as well as continuing professional development in clinical aromatherapy and how to have a fear-free birth. I just love to use my knowledge to help friends and family, and I want to start sharing my newfound knowledge with you. I've already begun to share very old healing knowledge with families that have come to Grow Without Boundaries, which is it's a learning and support group that I started up in October 2019, and we've been trying to develop the best way to help families learn about many different modalities in healing and arts and crafts and foraging and what have you. And we were doing this between the lockdowns. I'm looking forward to sharing these modalities with you in the coming videos, and when we're allowed to meet again, I look forward to working with you person to person to help you connect more deeply with your body, to alleviate tension and support the body in releasing and healing stuck blockages within the physical and the emotional and the energetic systems. But today I came on because I wanted to talk to you about some tools that have been helping me through these difficult times. These tools have supported me when I felt down. They've lifted me emotionally. They've helped to clear my mind so I could think more clearly. And in times of stress, we need to reach for these natural remedies to help us to get the strength to keep going, so that and also to help us so we don't put our personal stresses on the people around us, making the situation even worse. So the tension and the blockages, as they are released, you can end up releasing stuck trauma. I found myself having a greater awareness of what's been going on inside my physical and emotional body. The emotions and the physical body are linked, so when we work on one, the other is also impacted. So say for instance, when I work on myself or somebody else on the body with an essential oil or a tuning fork, I find that it releases tension and blockages also with the emotions. And this is why when you have a therapeutic technique used on you, whether it be massage or whether it be tuning forks or whatever, this is why you can release with crying, or maybe you might find that you get greater clarity come with an emotional issue that's been plaguing you. Everyone is unique, and what needs to be released will be in its own way. So I wanted to share with you some of the essential oils that have helped me personally and explain why these can help you. So let's get started. Also, I've been working with tuning forks. I've been working with these recently and had some amazing results with health. So I'll be bringing those in as well. Sorry, I'm looking down and reading what I've written so I don't forget anything. So let's make a start. And so my first go-to oil, for instance, to lift my mood is clary sage. So I tend to buy the Neal's Yard oils. I'm going to have a smell because it's absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. It's an oil that's warm, and it's inviting, it's intoxicating, it's uplifting. I use it as an inhalant, and it's often used for nervous disorders like anxiety and depression. It's calming, and I love to inhale it, but I also love to use it on the body as well because it's great for relaxing the muscles. It's also analgesic, which means it can help with muscle pain as well. It owes its quality, as all the oils do, to its chemical makeup. This is 70% esters, or esters, depending on how you pronounce it. Esters are a chemical acetate. It is found in the flower when it's in full bloom, and this is what helps it give it its relaxing properties, and it makes it a great nerve tonic. So that is my first go-to. I'll have another smell. Absolutely amazing. That was my tuning fork. I just dropped that onto. So eucalyptus is my next go-to oil. I always reach for this. I absolutely love it. I find it really uplifting, and because it is cephalic, it clears the mind. So if you're having a bit of brain fog and you're lacking a bit there, then I find it great for that. I like to pair it also with rosemary oil or cedarwood in an inhalation. I love eucalyptus for its refreshing qualities. It helps me breathe more deeply, encouraging me to open my chest and my lungs. As I said, it's cephalic, so it clears the head, opening you up to a new perspective. It is releasing to the body and the mind and the emotion, and it allows space for more clarity. Now, the reason why I like to pair it with rosemary, going to have a smell of rosemary, absolutely amazing. It's because both of them work together really, really well. They're very good allies in healing. So rosemary is stimulating, it's focusing, it's strengthening with the energy system. It makes for a powerful, energizing and rehabilitating tonic for your energetic and your emotional system. So chemicals. Eucalyptus is like 75% oxides, which gives it its opening and its stimulating and its cephalic qualities. Whereas rosemary Rosemary is a very balanced oil. It has balanced amounts of monoterpenes and oxides and ketones, making it great for stimulating, strengthening. It's a very energizing oil, as I said. So these oils help to pick you up, to start moving forward again. Rosemary especially is great in times of stress and emotional turmoil, and it really helps with fatigue. Also, I like to pair these oils, or sometimes I use it by itself, with cedarwood. It's great for grounding, and so it's strengthening, but it's a grounding strengthening. You really feel like you are hugging the tree, and the tree is hugging you back as you smell this homely, familiar smelling oil. I love to rub cedarwood on my body as well as inhale it. And when I rub it on the body, I usually do like to mix it with rosemary and eucalyptus in these times of stress, in these times of struggles. If you have any chronic health issues that have been getting you down, cedarwood is a beautiful oil to work with as well, because it's warming and it's relaxing, as well as tonifying, uplifting. It's high in sesquiterpenes, making it very calming as well as hypertensive. This means that it helps to lower blood pressure. So if you've been having issues with high blood pressure, it's a really good oil to help you with that. But if you're already suffering with low blood pressure, stay away from cedarwood, as this could potentially lower your blood pressure even more. So cedarwood is a great ally to have in your medicinal care cupboard. Okay. So that's my beautiful oils shared with you. What I'd like to do now is share with you some other tools that have been exciting me recently, and that is my tuning forks. Now, I bought some tuning forks years ago. I bought a set of solar harmonic tuning forks. These are the octave of C. So they go from low C to high C within that octave, and they work with the chakras, and you can use those within your biofield. In fact, that is mostly how I would use them, or I would have the client listen to them. They work with the Pythagoras scale, working with the circle of fifths. But anyway, those tuning forks are not what I'm here to talk about today. My new tuning forks are from an acoustic practitioner called Bioacoustic over in the States. She specifically created these tuning forks to work within her practice. Now, the first one I wanted to share with you is called the Sonic Slider, which is a fantastic name. It has a little boot, can you see that, on the end of it. These little dimples here actually trap the vibrating air, making it stronger, to be felt more deeply within the body, within the muscles, because these are weighted tuning forks. So rather than the other ones that I have, the other set that I have, as I said, I would work within the bias field, which you can with these as well, and Bioacoustic does, and I have done. But because they're weighted, they're specially made to work on the body. So what you do is you strike them. Instantly needed to take a nice deep breath there. And you work with them on the body. You can work with them on acupressure points. You can intuitively work with them. This is meant to be slid up and down the body, up and down your muscles. Eileen specifically says that she uses hers every single day for toning the muscles of the body. She also uses it on the face as well. So this is set to around 7.8 hertz, which, as some of you might know, is the Schumann resonance, which is the resonant frequency of the earth. So when we use this, it connects us in with the earth energies. It's very quick. It's very, very quick. You saw when I placed it on my body, I instantly felt the need to just take a breath. Brings us back in with center, it earths us, connects us in with our innate connection to the earth. We come from the earth, we will go back to the earth again. And it's a really, really, really beautiful tool. And I have been using this daily. Now, one thing that I used this for when I first bought this, and one thing that I've had amazing results with, is I suffer with an issue with very, very painful menstrual cycles, endometriosis, and I started using this before, during and after menstruating, and using it on my painful areas with my hips, my pelvis, and the lower area where I was getting lots of pains. And it greatly reduced my pain. I almost had no pain, which is unheard of. I'm usually on quite strong pain medication. It decreased my flow and made it a lot easier for me in many different ways. I have found this amazing. I've used oils in the past, and they have had results in helping, but not as much as this did. So I've also used this, my partner Calvin, who some of you may have seen on some of my videos, and some of you know him. He broke his wrist, it's probably about 2 months ago now, but when I first got these, he hadn't long broken his wrist, and he would get pain radiating up and down his arm, and I would put the sonic slider, fairly far away from his wrist. You don't want to vibrate the actual bone too much while it's healing, so you want to put it far away, and I would just work within this area, and he found that it took his pain away when it was really causing him problems, and he didn't want to keep going back to really strong pain medication. This did it. It's fantastic. So also the other two, I've got 2 other tuning forks as well. So this is 89 hertz and this is 144 hertz. And as these were described as the 11th and the 12th in the Fibonacci sequence, and when they are used together, they are very, very close to the phi ratio. Now, our bodies and nature, and actually our relationship to the planets and the movement of the planets, this is all based on regular mathematical patterns and the ratios of Fibonacci and phi. So when we use these tuning forks together, they help to bring the body back into its original state of balance from its original design. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. So I use these as well on Cal's arm, and again they really, really helped with pain. I like to use these on meridian centers. So for instance, sometimes I get quite a lot of pain here, which is the beginning of lung meridian. So I'll place them here, and what I do is I place them very close to each other. We're not touching each other. And you have to breathe that energy through, and instantly I find that these, you can feel these so deeply, and they're so expansive. I have a real emotional connection to these tuning forks. I find them absolutely fantastic. How I like to use them actually is also within a practice is to use massage oils initially, then maybe lay a towel over the client, and then use the tuning forks either intuitively or methodically on the acupressure points along the body, either working intuitively or working on exactly where I know that the client needs to be worked on. And you can use the sonic slider, or you can use those two tuning forks as well. So yeah, I've been absolutely amazed by them, and I look forward to using them on you guys at some point. I've been using them on my family, as I've said. I've been using them on myself. I haven't yet used them on friends, because pretty soon after I got these, we started in the second lockdown. So hopefully, before you know it, I'll be able to use it on friends and you guys when we're allowed to meet up again. I think that was kind of all I wanted to say, really. I want to do a lot more videos explaining different modalities, speaking about the essential oils and how I'm using them, maybe doing some instructional videos where you actually see me working on somebody. Bring in a bit of sacred geometry as well. Yeah, maybe a bit of making of some oils and some balms and things at some point. Bring those in as well. It's just great to be able to keep up connection with you guys while we're going through this, and that maybe I can help to inspire or give you some tips to help keep yourself healthy, whether that be emotionally, physically, mentally. While we go through this together, we are all in this together, united, helping to change the current paradigm for the better. So I love you all. I thank you for being here with me, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.